I'm Jason, the world is yours, and today we have a story about Shane Burgos is injured, is forced to withdraw from his PFL debut fight versus Marlon Moraes. Shane Burgos' debut with the PFL will have to wait until next year, 2023. Burgos, who signed with the PFL earlier this year, was forced to pull out his fight versus fellow former UFC standout Marlon Moraes, which was scheduled to take place on November 25th at the 2022 PFL Championship pay-per-view event. A person with knowledge of the situation confirmed the withdrawal with MMA Junkie following an initial report by Ariel Hawani. The promotion is looking for a replacement in hopes of keeping Moraes on that card for his own debut. Both of the two fighters were debuting in the PFL. Burgos is a 15-3 overall MMA fighter, 0-0 in the PFL. He finished his contract with the UFC on July 16th, 2022, when he defeated Charles Jourdain by a majority decision on the main card of the UFC ABC 3. The win puts the 31-year-old on a two-fight winning streak after he lost two fights in a row versus super high contenders Josh Emmett and Edson Barbosa in fight of the night bout. So while Moraes is 23-10-1 in his MMA career, 0-0 in the PFL, a former World Series of Fighting champion is on a four-fight losing streak, which marked the end of his UFC career. The Brazilian last recorded a win in December of 2019 when he edged out Jose Aldo in a split decision. A lot of people said they thought he lost that fight, but that's interesting. But Moraes is on a four-fight losing streak. This card is scheduled to take place, 3-4 weeks from now? So they still could find someone, obviously, to replace Shane Burgos. If I have to speak honestly, I'm pretty sure Moraes is probably a little bit happy. I'm pretty sure he wants to stay on the card. I don't think he was going to win this fight versus Shane Burgos. So I would imagine, maybe they give Moraes, I would say almost definitely he gets an easier opponent than Shane Burgos. Obviously the PFL wanted to get both former UFC fighters on this card in a fight because this is their championship card. I believe this is their first ever pay-per-view. Don't quote me, but I believe this is a pay-per-view event. So obviously you'd probably like to have, I don't think these two fighters would have been on the main card, the pay-per-view part, but they would have probably been on the prelims. It would have been nice to have two UFC fighters just to bring in that recognition. I believe Dana White said recently that letting Shane Burgos go was a mistake or something like that. He bungled it or something like that. They they wanted the UFC basically, from what I didn't read the article, but I believe the UFC did want to resign Shane Burgos. They were over the Marlon Moraes as he was on a four-fight losing streak. So Shane Burgos, highly touted free agent. Unfortunately, it's an undisclosed injury. It doesn't say why he had to pull out of his fight. I don't even think it says if it's an injury. Let me see. Can't remember. But he did have to pull out a fight. I don't know if it's an injury or something else. It is unfortunate. It would have been great to see Shane Burgos on this card. Obviously, fighting someone like Marlon Moraes, I think he would have easily won this fight. Moraes, as I said, that a lot of people thought that Jose Aldo won that fight versus him. It was a split decision, so it was a pretty close call. But a lot of people thought Marlon Moraes lost that fight versus Jose Aldo. Either way, he still is, after that fight, on a four-fight losing streak. So like I said, I would imagine PFL can give him a lot easier opponent. Probably not with the name recognition as Shane Burgos, but an easier opponent for Marlon Moraes to probably get back on a win streak, right? on a 4-fight losing streak. You know, if you can get into the PFL and just pick up a nice, easy win on this card, that'll be a good way to even build the fight versus Shane Burgos for maybe next year. But unfortunately, we do not know what injury caused Shane Burgos to withdraw from this fight, but he will not be able to make the PFL pay-per-view on November 25th, 2022. We have to wait to see Shane Burgos compete in the PFL next year. And the PFL will most likely keep Marlon Moraes on the card and find him a new opponent. I am Jason. The world is yours. Sending good vibes to Shane Burgos. Get well soon. Unfortunate news, but we have to report today that Shane Burgos is unfortunately injured and is forced to withdraw from his PFL debut fight versus Marlon Moraes. Thank you for watching.